Clearly the private sector is now beginning to take on some of the development role. Is there anything else the public sector can still do to help?
In the past, the public sector was more directly involved in property provision, and they've taken a step back, and to a certain extent the private sector has come in. That was curtailed by the crash, and it's only now re-emerging. Personally, I see the role for the public sector is to make land available. In the greater Glasgow area, there's a history of heavy engineering which contaminated land or made sites very difficult to bring forward. The public sector, I can see their role in remediating sites and putting infrastructure in, and then turning to the private sector to take it from there. Urban regeneration companies like Clyde Gateway have been particularly effective at that in bringing forward sites, and the private sector have come forward, such as Harris Finance at Rutherglen Links, where they've taken the site and brought forward product on a speculative basis, and that kind of partnership is working very well. So I would certainly like to see that advanced and taken to other areas, further land coming forward, because overall the amount of consented industrial land is becoming quite limited, and all we need to see is a relatively small uplift in the economy, and there will be pressure on development land, and there will be quite a lag in terms of bringing forward that land. It takes some time to bring forward sites, and really we need to start making that investment now in anticipation of the market picking up.
Is industrial development in competition with alternative land uses?
In certain locations it is. Through in Edinburgh, I mean, it's very much in competition with residential and other higher value uses. And we're seeing an erosion of the industrial supply in Edinburgh as a consequence of that. That's happening in Glasgow as well. In certain areas, motor trade, which is able to pay much higher values, is taking land, and we are losing industrial land to residential in certain areas. However, I mean, to a certain extent, I think that's a good thing. There is industrial stock which is obsolete and requires to be redeveloped, and remodelling, bringing forward new space is a good thing, and sometimes the dynamic for that is releasing the land for a higher value use and allowing the company that was in there to move on to better and more appropriate space.